In the shadowy forests of northern Ukraine, hidden near the radioactive ruins of Chernobyl, towers a rusting behemoth of Cold War paranoia. It looms over the trees like a mechanical skeleton, massive, silent, and forgotten. But once it made the entire world listen. This is the Duga Radar, a towering, top-secret Soviet installation that blanketed the airwaves in an eerie tapping sound, haunting radio operators and shortwave listeners from America to Australia. They called it the Russian Woodpecker. To this day, we don't fully know what it was really meant for, or what it might have been capable of. Was it a failed missile detection system, a Cold War psychological weapon, or something even more terrifying? Let us dive into the chilling mystery of the Duga Radar and the dark secrets the Soviet Union may have hidden behind it. What was the Duga Radar? In the 1970s, deep within the Soviet Union's military-industrial complex, engineers constructed a massive steel structure, stretching over 150 meters high and half a kilometer wide. It wasn't a satellite dish, it wasn't a broadcast tower. It was something else entirely. Officially known as Duga, it was an over-the-horizon radar system, designed to detect incoming nuclear missiles from thousands of kilometers away. The idea was simple on paper: bounce radar signals off the ionosphere and detect anything moving toward the Soviet border. A bold defense mechanism in a world bracing for nuclear war. But almost immediately, strange things started happening. The Russian Woodpecker is born. In 1976, a strange tapping noise began to flood radio frequencies across the globe. It was rhythmic, repetitive, inescapable. Radio operators were baffled. The signal overpowered everything from civilian broadcasts to emergency channels. Soon, it was nicknamed the Russian Woodpecker and traced back to the Soviet Union. Western intelligence eventually pinpointed its origin to a site near Chernobyl, right where the Duga Radar stood. The Soviets never officially admitted it was theirs. Now we discuss the theories and global paranoia. With no clear explanation from Moscow, the world turned to speculation. Some experts believed it was an elaborate jamming signal, meant to disrupt Western communications and cause confusion. Others went darker. They claimed it was a Soviet mind control device, that the frequency of the woodpecker signal could manipulate brainwaves, disrupt sleep, or trigger anxiety. Wild theories circulated. Was it designed to influence populations through low-frequency waves? Was the Soviet Union trying to wage war on the mind instead of the battlefield? Or was this all just Cold War fear at its most imaginative? Even the U.S. government took it seriously. In declassified documents, intelligence agencies admit the woodpecker signal posed a serious concern, and possibly even a military threat. It wasn't just noise, it was a ghost in the wires, reaching across oceans, tapping into the consciousness of a paranoid world. Connection to Chernobyl. Here's where the mystery deepens, because the Duga Radar wasn't just placed anywhere. It stood just a few kilometers from one of the most infamous locations in human history, the Chernobyl nuclear power plant. When Reactor 4 exploded in 1986, the Duga array, still active at the time, was abruptly shut down. The surrounding area was evacuated, left to rot in radioactive silence. But this coincidence raised more than just eyebrows. Why was such an important piece of Soviet infrastructure abandoned without warning? Some researchers claim the Duga drew enormous power directly from the Chernobyl reactor. When the meltdown occurred, the system lost its energy source and became obsolete overnight. Others believe something more sinister. There are whispers that the reactor disaster wasn't just an accident, that it may have been tied to the Duga system. A failed experiment, a test gone wrong, or worse, a cover-up. Could it be that the explosion buried not just a nuclear disaster, but secrets the Soviet Union never wanted the world to uncover? Even today, when urban explorers visit the Duga site within the exclusion zone, strange phenomena are reported. Devices malfunction. Static fills the air. Some claim to hear the ghostly echo of the woodpecker signal, pulsing through the silence. Inside the forgotten tower. Those brave enough to enter the ruins of Duga describe it as stepping into a Cold War time capsule. Massive steel beams stretch toward the sky, rusted and broken. Control panels remain, their switches untouched since the day they were abandoned. Paint peels from the walls. Warning signs in Russian remain intact. Old Soviet documents and maps lie scattered across decaying desks. And yet, there's something else. Explorers often speak of a deep unease, as if they're being watched. Paranormal teams have reported strange electromagnetic readings, unexplained whispers on audio recorders, and sensations of time distortion. Some say the tower still hums, not with electricity, but with the energy of a secret too powerful to stay buried. Why was it really shut down? According to official Soviet records, the Duga system was a failure. It was too unreliable, too power-hungry, and too outdated by the time satellite technology took over. But that explanation leaves much to be desired. Why build something so massive, so expensive, and so secret, only to discard it without ceremony? Why did its presence remain classified for years, even after its shutdown? And if it truly failed, why do some documents suggest it was tested right up until the Chernobyl disaster? The deeper you dig, the more you realize the official story doesn't quite add up. Echoes of a Cold War ghost. The Duga Radar wasn't just a machine. It was a monument to fear, a towering symbol of Cold War paranoia hidden in the forests of a dying empire. For years it tapped into the world's consciousness, an invisible signal pulsing across borders, sowing confusion, sparking conspiracy, and inviting dread. Was it a failed warning system? A weapon of the mind? Or the tip of an iceberg we were never meant to see? Today, the Duga stands in silence, its metal bones creaking in the wind. But for those who listen closely, the echoes still remain, in the static of shortwave radios, in the whispers of the forest, and in the unanswered question: what secrets did the Soviet Union really hide behind that giant antenna?